and welcome to the first day of a new writing experiment. Yes, I said first day. As you can probably tell from the title, this is day 1 of 7 of a new writing experiment where I intend to write a book in 7 days. Today is August 10th. It marks the beginning of my last week of summer vacation, and I figured what better thing to do than, write a book. So I'm going to get started writing in a little bit, and I'm going to tell you more about that when I do, but I wanted to start off with a little bit of an introduction to what I'm doing. So again, I am attempting to write a book in a week. And this book is the Siren story that I started working on back in June, maybe. I wrote about 3,000 or 4,000 words on it. It didn't work, I didn't like it, and I've since replotted it, I say having no real outline, about 4 times in 2 days. So it's a completely different story. The only things that have stayed consistent is that there are pirates, there are sirens, and one of the main characters' names. That's all. So I am in for a treat or something. This is gonna be fun or something. I'm a little nervous. So like I said, I haven't outlined this at all. I did type up almost a page of notes a couple days ago, and then I've completely changed that to handwritten notes that you probably can't really make out. So I'd say I have about a page of notes ish, and we'll see where this goes. So what I do have is a plan to write a book in a week. What I do have is the names of 3 main characters and a vague idea of how they meet and what they go on to do. What I don't have is an ending. So we will see how this goes. My plan is to do a video every day, and I plan for them to go up one a day, just not the same week as this. Again, today is August 10th. I don't think this video is going live on August 10th because I'm not going to write a book in a week and also edit 7 videos. We're not having that much fun. So I am intending to write a book in a week, make a vlog out of every day, and put those up for a week sometime in the future. And I also have a few other small challenges that I'm throwing in there. I'm gonna try a few other writing, I don't want to call them writing experiments, but I'm gonna try writing early in the morning and writing late at night and writing off of old live streams, and also hosting a 5-hour live stream on Wednesday and stuff like that. So it's a lot of stuff going on this week. Marcus and I are also not together. That sounds like we broke up. We have not broken up. We're still very much married. But Marcus has just left. He's gonna be away for the next 4 nights, so he comes home on Friday. And this is the longest we've been apart since we moved in together 4.5 years ago. So this is weird, and I'm home all alone, and it's weird. So I have a lot of time to dedicate to writing, but also I have our entire home to myself. So, I could do a whole bunch of things. But again, I'm going to try to write a book in a week. That's the main goal of these 7 videos that are to come, starting with this one. And my goal-ish is about 10k a day. I think 70k is a good amount to aim for. And the reason I'm doing this is several reasons. One, I want to get this book out. I want to fast draft it. I want to just get it written, which is easier said than done when I don't have an ending in mind, but we'll figure that out as we go, hopefully. Please help me figure this out. Second of all, the 24-hour live stream with Bug is still coming up. It's in November 1st. More information in the cards and in the description. And it's just, I want to try more things to prepare myself for that. Back when I did my 10k day a couple weeks ago for me, I talked about how I'm gonna have to work on motivation and keep writing when I don't feel like it, and stamina, can I keep this pace up for 24 hours? And while this isn't 24 hours, it is still 7 days back to back of writing roughly 10k a day. Also at the end of this week, which will be in the past for you guys, Jessica Williamson is doing her 24-hour worldwide writing thing. I'll put the actual name on the screen. Sorry, I forgot about it right now. Where I'm hosting a stream, and many other people are as well. I will not be up for those 24 hours because it ends on a Sunday, and the Monday I go to work. So I should not mess with my sleep schedule that much, that close to going back to work. But I will be there for some of it, and hopefully that will also spur me on, give me some words, get me in the zone for, live streaming that much again, as will the 5-hour stream on Wednesday and the presumably 2-hour stream that Marks and I will do on Thursday. So it's going to be a lot of live streams this week, but it's going to be fun. So I'm going to leave you with that. It is currently 11:20 a.m. and my video a couple weeks ago where I wrote 10k in 5 hours, I want to sort of replicate that today. I want to write for 5 hours, Pomodoro style, preferably. So doing like 20-minute sprints with 5-minute breaks continuously for 5 hours. If the math for that comes out 25 minutes, equation filter, we'll see. But that's what I'm hoping to do, and seeing how much I can get done in 5 hours, not aiming to get 10k finished in under 5 hours. Hopefully I'll still get to 10k, at least. I'm also not aiming to overdo it today or any other day, unless I need to on like Sunday, when I still want to hit the finish line and right at the end, if I, for example, have 15k left instead of 10. Whatever, we'll see when we get there. But I want to write as much as I can in 5 hours today, and in order to do so, I think I should have had lunch before I start. So it's still going to be a little while before I start writing. I don't actually have any lunch boxes to warm up today, so I should cook lunch. So I'll do that in a bit, have lunch, and then start, and then talk to you guys again. So I'll see you in a bit. Again, it is now 20 minutes past 1, so it's been essentially 2 hours since I talked to you. I've had lunch, which I maybe showed you some of. Not sure how well the footage came out, but it was decently okay. I was missing some ingredients and I had to sort of wing it, but I've had lunch, and that's the important thing. But it is now 20 past 1, and I'm thinking I'm going to start at 1:30 and run until 6:30. That should be 5 hours. And again, I'm planning to do, I'm not doing Pomodoro sprints today, necessarily, but I will do sprints and then have 5-minute break, sprint, 5-minute break, sprint, 5-minute break, and so on. And hoping that it gets me a lot of words. And yeah, I haven't even decided if I'm going to use Scrivener or like LibreOffice to write in yet, so I should make that decision in the next 7 or 8 minutes. But I'm excited and nervous and excited. So today I'm just doing sprints on my own. I'm gonna probably just sit here at my desk the entire time and get that done. But like I said, throughout the week there will be different other things to sort of play into what I do. So yeah, I'm excited, a little out of breath because I was kind of rushing to get the dishes cleaned up and stuff. But yeah, I think this will be good. I hope this will be good. Please let this be good. So I will, as usual, report in a couple times throughout the day and let you know how I do, but I'm excited and scared and excited and scared. It's also very warm. We're in sort of a heat wave that no one is actually calling a heat wave for the first time in years. They're not calling this a heat wave, so I guess this is just the temperatures that we get now in Sweden. I'm not complaining, but it's a bit warm, and this room I have the window open now, but this room gets very warm. So we'll see how long I last and how long these jeans stay on, or if I just put on like pajama bottoms or shorts. Alright, I'm gonna figure a couple things out, last minute things, and then in 6 minutes I'm gonna start writing. It has now been about an hour. I have done 3 sprints. I've done a 15-minute, a 20-minute, and another 15-minute sprint. And I've written 2,501 words in this hour, roughly hour. It is 2:30 right now, so not bad for a first hour. It is still over the speed I need to be at, or the word count I need to be at for the 24-hour readathon, but it is slower than I was on my 10k day a while ago. That might be because I am still exploring stuff. I had a little bit more of an outline for that story than I do this one. Either way, also I'm almost out of time. I have less than 2 minutes left to film this clip before I need to write again. So, yes. But it's going okay, 2,501 words. I am now introducing the third main character. I am going to alternate chapters. I'm not sure I'm going to do, you know, chapter 1 and 4 being the same one, 2 and 5, and 3 and 6. Or if it's going to be jumbled, I'm not sure yet. But it's going okay. I don't love what I've written. I don't hate it. So, you know, you take what you can get. My 20-minute sprint has definitely been my best one. My 20-minute sprint was almost double the word count I got in the last 15-minute sprint. Don't ask me how that happened, because I don't know. But I think longer sprints right now are better, so I think I'm going to do 20-minute sprints or 25-minute sprints now for probably the next hour and see how that goes. And yeah, let you know how I do. So it's a bit later now. I've done 2 more 20-minute sprints. I got 1,009 words in the first one and 1,003 words in the second one, bringing my total for the day so far to 4,513. It has now been about 2 hours and 20 minutes since I started. I had to take a longer break to deal with some non-writing stuff, which was important, but I wish I would have been fine with just the 5-minute breaks. Although I am feeling like the 5-minute breaks are a bit too short, especially if I want to update this and like do anything else. 5 minutes is very short. On the other hand, it does keep me in the story, so it's not like I take a step away from it and then I'm gone for 15-20 minutes and then come back and I'm like, what the heck was I writing? Where am I? What am I in the middle of? So that is good. That's a plus for the 5-minute breaks, but they're very short, so I think making them like 7.5 minutes or even like 10 minutes might be better, or varying it, like having a 5-minute break and then having a 10-minute break the next time and then a 5-minute after that and so on. But I'm at 4,500 words after 2.5 hours almost, which means I'm almost halfway, and if I double that, that's 9,000. So I should be able to make up for that, but I'm feeling like it's slower than I would have liked for it to be. I'm not super happy about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a 35-minute sprint, I'm thinking. I'm going to run it from 3:55 to 4:30 and hope to get at least 1,500 words in it, because I feel like I'm slowing down. And that's a problem, because I'm going to speed up. So I'm going to do a 35-minute sprint, see how I do with that. Probably not report back to you once I'm done with that one. I probably want to get a little more writing done. So maybe I'll report back to you around 4-ish. That's in 9 minutes. Maybe I'll report back around 5-ish, so in about an hour, and tell you how I've done. But I do think I can make up for this lost time. I'm allowed to go to the bathroom. I feel like I can make up for this lost time. I just need to get my head back in the game, in the zone. Be Troy Bolton, get my head back in the game, start playing basketball and singing. I will probably still get 10,000 at least before 6:30, but I don't think I'll be overachieving much in that time. Whether or not I keep writing after 6:30 or if I stop at 6:30, I don't know yet. We'll see how I feel when I get there. But either way, I am making progress, and that's the important thing. And I've set things up that I didn't intend to set up. I wasn't actively setting things up, and then I was writing and I'm like, oh, I need to do this thing. And then I've already given myself the perfect setup to do that. And I love when that happens. So yes, I'm going to leave you with that for now. I have about 2 minutes until I should start the 35-minute sprint. I almost said stream, but it is a sprint. And I'll let you know in about an hour how I do. Let's do this. Alright, it is 5 o'clock. It's 5:01. I had to set up the camera, but it's 5 o'clock. And I'm doing alright, actually. I wrote 1,592 words during the 35-minute sprint. I took a break, and then I did a 20-minute sprint, during which I got 976 words during. So my total is now 7,081, and I have an hour and a half to go. I only have an hour and a half to go. So on the one hand, I'm feeling like I could go for longer than that. On the other hand, I'm kind of happy that it's almost over, if that makes sense. I'm also a little bit stressed about getting 3,000 words in an hour and a half. That's a lot of words. Well, to be fair, maybe it is a lot, but if I remove these last 2 sprints, I had 4,500 words. Now I have 7,000 words. In 55 minutes of writing, I've written 2,500. So writing 3,000 words in an hour and a half shouldn't be impossible, should it? I'm starting to doubt myself a little. I definitely can do it. Math-wise, I can totally do it. It shouldn't be a problem. But I would have liked to get further. I had expected to be further along at this point. I wanted to overachieve, and by overachieve I mean get more than the 10k in 5 hours, but it is what it is. I'm not disappointed. If we reverse it, I've written 7,000 words in the past 3.5 hours. That's really impressive. So I need to, sometimes I need to get better at focusing on the good and not so much dwelling on the bad, which in this case aren't even bad. It's just something that didn't happen or hasn't happened yet. Who knows, in an hour and a half, maybe I can still overachieve. Maybe I can still get 11,000. Who knows? But yeah, it's going pretty well. Like I said in the last clip, things are moving along. There are definitely things that I hadn't figured out before I started and that I still haven't figured out. And one of my main characters is turning out to be a little different than I thought she would be. But I think it's gonna be good. And there are other things, like I said, that I've set up without intending to set them up, and suddenly they're set up and it's great, and I can just, put what I need onto that setup and have it go on for longer. Does that make sense? I've been at this for too long and this room is warm. So that's where I'm at right now. This is my break. This is my 5-minute break. So I'm gonna keep going. The 35-minute sprint was actually really successful. So I might just do another one of those and then take it from there. Maybe do 2 of those. Maybe that's what I'll do. And I mean, if I got 1,592 words in the last 35-minute sprint, again, not assuming I can keep that pace up. We know the drill by now. But this could actually be really good. Okay, I'm going to do that and report back. I probably won't report back until I am done. And by done, I mean 6:30. Might be a little bit postponed, like 6:32 or something, because this break is longer than 5 minutes. But yeah, let's do this. Let's finish strong and let's get these words written. Let me get my dinner that I haven't really figured out what I'm making yet. And the chicken is in the freezer. I'll have chicken tomorrow. I'll figure something else out for dinner tonight. But yeah, let's do this. I'll let you know at 6:30-ish how it's all gone. And probably do some math, because I don't like math, but for these videos it's kind of fun. So see you in like an hour and 25 minutes. Alright everyone, that is a wrap for day 1 of this writing experiment. I am now done with my writing for the day. I'm going to stop here, even though I do think I could keep going for a little bit. I'm going to stop here. It is day 1, after all, of a week-long experiment, so shouldn't overdo it on day 1. But it is currently just after 7, so I did end up going for about half an hour longer than I intended to. But in 5.5 hours, I wrote 11,554 words. I wrote 10,293 words in the first 5 hours, so I did actually outdo myself a little bit from the last time when I wrote precisely 10k in 5 hours. I'm feeling pretty good about it. 2 of my characters have now met for the first time, and it's really kind of interesting. I mean, I'm tooting my own horn here, but it's kind of interesting because we have, well, basically, just to give you some information on this, I have 3 main characters. I have Millie, who is a trained siren hunter, who has been trained to find and kill and dispose of sirens, because sirens are bad and not good in this world, according to most people. Then we have Eli, who is a pirate captain. He becomes a captain early on, who is in need of a siren hunter because he keeps getting attacked by sirens. And then we have Pat, or Patricia, who is a captain of the ship, but she isn't a pirate. She is sort of a smuggler. A smuggler of sirens and half sirens, which are a thing in this world. And Millie and Eli have now met for the first time, and Millie has not had a great start to the story. She basically couldn't get a job. So she's been just wandering around aimlessly for the first 2 months of her part of the story, not finding work, not feeling like she's worth anything really, because she should have gotten this job by now. She was trained to do this job for years and no one wants to hire her. And it was stated pretty early on that she doesn't like pirates. She feels like you can't trust pirates. She's been taught that pirates are bad. But now she's sort of not really at a breaking point. Things are going a little bit better for her, but she's in a bit of a breaking point, and Eli shows up in need of a siren hunter. To remind you, Eli is a pirate captain, and he is willing to pay her, which usually what she does is seen sort of as charity, so long as she is fed and clothed. So long as she is fed and clothed, has clothes, and a roof over her head, basically, she does it for free. All the money, all the payment goes into the people who trained her, the school she came from. She does this for free. Now this pirate shows up, offering her a job. He is willing to pay her for this job, and she's had a rough couple months, but she doesn't trust pirates. But also she hasn't gotten work in 2 months. What if it's her last chance, or the only chance she'll get for another 2 months? And it's just fun. It's just really, really, really fun. And I want to share with you, I actually have a quote. I've actually had a couple of quotes of things I've written today that I've been really, really happy with. But I'm going to bring up one that I actually tweeted, so follow me on Twitter if you want to see occasional quotes from my stories. But yes, so this is a quote from Millie's point of view. Robert, for the record, is, I call him Keeper of the Harbour. That's not a very good name, but basically he works in the harbour, he works on the docks, and he is there to sort of assign siren hunters to ships, but also take docking payments and make sure people have the right documents and that kind of thing. I need a better name for what his occupation is, but nevertheless, this is from Millie's point of view. Do you have any children, Robert? I ask. We've come to know each other rather well over the past couple of months. I wouldn't say we're friends, but we settled into a pretty nice routine where I bother him most of the day and he only sometimes yells at me. I feel like that sums up pretty well how things are going for her. But yes, this is the end of day 1. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling very flaily with my arms. I apologize for that. It feels pretty good. I feel like my story is going somewhere. I have a fair bit left of what little outline or summary that I have. No closer to the end, but very happy with what I've done today. Happy with the word count. Happy for the most part with what I have written. 2 things that are very important, so I'm happy about that. I feel like I'm leaving off in a good place. That's why I kept writing for a little bit. I feel like I've left off in a good place for me to be able to start tomorrow. I say now, we'll see tomorrow. But I feel like there is a starting point. I'm sort of in the middle of action. It's not just like, oh, and I'm gonna go for a walk now. No, something's actually happening right now on the page. So that's really good. And what I've done today in terms of other writing experiments, I have been sort of doing Pomodoro sprints, but I did end up having a couple of longer breaks, partly because sometimes you need to go to the bathroom and you can't do that in 5 minutes. And when I was filming, I know I was filming once for 6 minutes and it had taken me half a minute to set up the camera. So that break was 6.5, 7 minutes, stuff like that. So as for the Pomodoro thing, I also didn't keep, by the way, I didn't keep all the sprints the same length. I think the actual definition of Pomodoro when it comes to writing is 20 minutes of writing and 5-minute breaks. And I did, 4 20-minute sprints? And the rest have been everything from 15 to 35. So, yes. Didn't quite do that. What I learned from it, I feel, is longer breaks, at least some of them being longer. And I don't know if I want to tie myself down to all of my sprints have to be this length, because at different parts of your writing day, my writing day at least, and different parts of the story or the project, I need different lengths of sprints. If I'm in the middle of something I really want to write, I don't want to be cut off in 10 minutes. I want to have 20, 30 minutes to write it all out, to get it all out, instead of it being interrupted in the middle. So we'll see about that. I'm thinking for my stream on Wednesday, I will do some of that as Pomodoro, but if I do, I'm probably gonna do longer breaks. I'm not sure I'm allowed to change it up and still call it Pomodoro, hence why I haven't named the stream, not the sprint, anything to do with Pomodoro right now. We'll see. But I kind of want to do some of that as Pomodoro, but just with longer breaks. So maybe keep the writing sprints to 20 or 25 minutes and do, I don't know, 7.5 minutes. I know Kate did that recently and that seemed to work pretty well. There was a lot of time, it seemed to be a lot of time to take a step back, talk a bit to the camera on the stream, and then get back into it. So we'll see about that. Another thing I've done today is I have listened to music that I don't tend to listen to at all. I tend to make playlists on Spotify that I sometimes just put songs into that I'm enjoying at the moment, or that sort of become not theme songs, definitely not that, but like a soundtrack, I guess, for the project I'm working on. I have one for April and Other Fools, the story I wrote last summer. I have one for the Witch story that I worked on earlier this year, and so on. And I tend to just play one of those, preferably one that I sort of made suit the project I'm working on. But today I actually just searched for like siren music on YouTube. I couldn't really find anything good on Spotify, but I listened to 2 different playlists that I'll see if I can't link in the description down below. But today I didn't do that. I actually just searched for like siren songs on YouTube, and I found like not playlists but compilations of several different songs that I've never heard before. It was really good. They were really good, and it was kind of like epic and sort of fantasy and sort of certain like, I got certain computer game vibes from them as well, and I really enjoyed it. And it's strange to me that I enjoyed it so much because I tend to not want to listen to that in my free time when I'm not watching a movie, but it worked really well. And whether or not that is the story or something else completely, I don't know, but I'm happy with it, and I will see if I continue that later on in the week. But yeah, that is the end and the sort of the summary recap of today, day 1 of this experiment. I wrote for 240 minutes today. My combined writing time, all of the sprints together without the breaks, was 240 minutes. So that is 4 hours exactly, actually. So 4 hours over a span of 5.5 hours, so that the rest of it was breaks. And I wrote 11,554 words in that time, which means I wrote 48.14-ish words a minute on average during my active writing time, which is good. It is above the speed I need to have for the 24-hour write-a-thon. However, probably won't keep this speed up. I'm going to change the math up a little bit. I'm going to take the word count I got, 11,554, divided by all of the minutes, not just the minutes I was writing, so divided by 330, which is 5.5 hours. That comes out to 35 words a minute. Now I'm scared to do the rest of the math. So 35 words a minute times 60 for an hour times 24 for the whole write-a-thon. I'm going to turn and look right now. Oh, that is 50,517 words. So just above what I want to get. I want to get 50,000 in those 24 hours. So not impossible. My speed was pretty good. Had I taken shorter breaks, I think I would have written more or finished faster. So I'm not going to let this discourage me in any way. This is still pretty damn good. But I'm hoping to up my speed a little bit throughout the week. Not like step by step over the week, but to have at least a day that is faster. Again, gonna try to keep my breaks pretty set during the 5-hour stream on Wednesday. But I have been talking for way too long now. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, thumbs up to you. And yeah, there will be another video up tomorrow for how I do tomorrow. So I'm excited to see you then. All right, thank you so much for watching. Bye.